Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. We got another reaction here. This one is 10 worst WWE Championship matches of all time. And we gonna get right into this. Ladies and gentlemen, hit the like button, hit subscribe button. Let's go.
The WWE Championship, the cummerbund with the most abund, the jewel in WWE's tiara, the air quotes most prestigious championship in the history of air quotes sports entertainment. No matter which design you favor, be it the winged eagle, the big eagle, or any of the gaudy bollocks post 2005, the top title in the company is always the focal point of WWE's pay-per-view booking, unless the belt is held by CM Punk, AJ Styles, Kofi Kingston, Jinder Mahal, or Big E. Then it's just on in the middle of the card somewhere. Don't worry about it, considering that it's apparently the belt that entire generations of wrestlers have entered the business to someday win. There have been a lot of treasured memories and matches surrounding the title, but on the flip side of that coin, there have been some all-time full Duke stinkers. Next week, we'll cleanse your palate with the best, but this week I'm Adam, hailing from parts unknown, and here are the 10 worst WWE Championship matches of all time. Number 10, Hulk Hogan vs. Sergeant Slaughter, WrestleMania 7.
Oh boy, listen, I understand Sting, but Jesus, could there be some wild Hulk Hogan ones you could do? But yeah, Sergeant Slaughter was pretty bad. I mean, the whole concept of turning him heel to be an Iraqi sympathizer just so there was a foreign bad guy for Hulk Hogan to overcome. Eeh.
All things being tallied, Hulk Hogan has probably had more bad matches than good ones, and that ratio extends to the WWE Championship bouts he had from Manias 2 through 9. However, as slow, plodding, cartoonish, and untechnical all the Hulk's matches tended to be, they also skated on by on crowd enthusiasm alone. Turns out in pro wrestling, you don't need moves if you have the crowd eating out of your hand. Well, even the crowd couldn't save this flag-tinged turd. In order to gain maximum heat, which is my wrestling name, WWE used the Gulf War to turn their us versus them-o-meter up to 11 by booking Mr. America Hulk Hogan versus a big bad Iraqi. Unfortunately, the only Iraqis they could find were General Adnan, who was deeply middle-aged at the time, Colonel Mustafa, who wasn't Iraqi but who's counting, and Sergeant Slaughter, who was the Hovis best of both. Sarge, who'd never wrestled a
Was ever one of them was fucking the Iron Sheik that tells you all you need to goddamn know?
Of the mid-card, was given the top belt and tasked with main eventing WrestleMania 7 against the Hulkster, and even Hogan bleeding couldn't make this match exciting. A tired match featuring tired men working a tired story. Probably the first major match to make people realize that Hulkamania was on the wane in the 1990s. Number 9, John Cena vs. The Miz, WrestleMania 27. And speaking of
Poor these two. This show was cursed. This show was bad, bro. Bad.
of ridiculously brightly colored supermen who had an estranged relationship with losing, it's John Cena. From 2005 to 2011, John Cena was the scourge of the WWE title scene, forever changing the classic undisputed design into a spinning nightmare bejazzled with the word champ, you know, just like all the spirits of the garden would want. Still, at least he had some classic matches for his awful belt versus Umaga versus HBK versus Edge, not versus The Miz, though very much not versus The Miz. The main event of WrestleMania 27 is talked about a lot, seeing as it's a particularly lumpy bollocks out atop a taint Sunday. It's got all the major hallmarks of being bad. The crowd didn't particularly care about either man winning, overbooked restart bollocks, outside interference from a laptop, the three major food groups of shart. The Miz defending a title that no one wanted him to have against a man who no one wanted to win it, presided over by a general manager no one liked, all to set up a match that wouldn't be seen for a fucking year. Ugh. Number 8, The Big Show versus The Big Boss Man, Armageddon 1999. Oh.
Tell you something, you don't mess with the boss man. I don't care, I love this feud.
Oh, it's the battle of the big boys. Bloody hell, none of the Big Show's runs with the WWE Championship have ever gone well. He's had 2 WWE title reigns. The second in 2002 ended after 1 month. The first in 1999 ended, checks notes, 1.5 months later. In fact, the Big Show has only successfully defended the WWE Championship on 1 pay-per-view, Armageddon 1999, against the Big Boss Man, of all people, in 3 minutes, to almost total silence. The Big Show chokeslams Albert through the announce table. No one cared. cares. The Big Show fucking kips up, no one cares. The match doesn't go longer than 3 minutes, but still manages to get a boring chant in there. Bloody hell, Tall Paul, that's weapons-grade apathy right there. For folks asking why no one cared, well, I mean, it was the Big Boss Man, and also it was a feud where he made fun of Big Show's daddy for being dead, so it's about as personal as you could get, and not...
I love this feud. I don't care. I love this feud so much.
Not one single person at Armageddon gave a bastard's ass.
One thing I want, one thing I need. It's that one thing I want, one thing I need. Come to Gaga, come to Gaga, come to Gaga, ding-a-dong-dong. Come to Gaga, ding-a-dong-dong.
Number 7, John Cena versus Randy.
I apologize for these ads.
Orton Unforgiven 2007. And speaking of daddy, step right up, John Cena Sr. John Cena. So
In fairness, these will be edited out. You won't even see them, but there were ads playing, so I apologize for that. This video will look a little... This video will look a little wonky, that's why.
John Senior. John Cena was feuding with Randy Orton in 2007, which was back before the very mention of those two names in the same sentence made fans' faces melt like the Ark of the Covenant. In the build to this match, Randy kicked John Cena's father in the head, which, shall we say, rustled Big Match John's Big Match Jimmy's. A super personal, super heated build to their match at Unforgiven then, which had a minute-long rest hold in it, and then ended after 7 minutes total because John Cena refused to stop punching Orton in the corner. Yep, it's the worst f***ing finish that WWE have in their playbook. Luke Owen's biggest wrestling pet peeve, which he described as wrestlers being disqualified for kicking too much ass. It was before the network, so that finish cost you $50. Pay up, dumbass. The fans in attendance agreed with Luke, showering the finish with boos up until the post-match angle where Big Dad John kicked Randy in the head, all to build to a last man standing match that didn't happen because John Cena got injured. Number 6, Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt wrestled.
Oh, God. The beginning of the real shown downfall of Bray Wyatt. No, it is. Well, yeah. Do not say this really is, because even after 30, where people say the downfall began, at least Bray was still seen in a prominent position. After this was proof that just all they saw him for was spooky BS, and they never saw him for anything else.
WrestleMania 33, the match that made me plumpy, and it very much for doing so. Always fun when you're wrestling a match and everyone starts openly pointing their fingers and laughing at it. And trust me, I wrestled a match where my trousers were ripped off and thrown on Jim Cornette, and I was significantly less embarrassed than Bray should have been here. Poor Bray's had so many humiliations in his career, wrestling in Pop World at the Royal Rumble this year, being beaten by Old Man Goldberg in Saudi Arabia, being distracted to death by Get Your Own Back Alexa Bliss at Mania 37. But perhaps the most embarrassing moment for Big Bray is this, going into his first pay-per-view defense of the WWE title at WrestleMania 33, using his magical powers to make the National Geographic Channel appear on the ring canvas, doing it so often that the crowd began to loudly mock it before being hit with a single RKO and pinned in 10 minutes. Bray Wyatt has wrestled in some truly stupid places, a haunted house, John Cena's mind, but inside an old man's tackle box is probably the worst. Number 5, all the Jinder matches. Here I go hindering again. I don't know if we're still hot taking that Jinder Mahal wrestling 4 identically boring pay-per-view matches and 1 boring Punjabi prison match for the WWE Championship was good, actually. But hey, at least Shinsuke Nakamura was super damaged and it didn't change business in India at all. It's great stuff. It may seem like a cheat to count all of Jinder's WWE title matches as one, but honestly, apart from the Punjabi prison one, they're all the same. Punch, kick, dull moves, because Jinder never learned any good ones, because why would he? He's a jobber. Singh Brothers interference, Class, end of match, Backlash, Money in the Bank, SummerSlam, Hell in a Cell. They're all the same, and they're also boring! Ideologically and narratively, I don't have anything against a jobber becoming WWE champion. You can tell an interesting story out of that. WWE chose not to do that, though, instead just pretending that Jinder was a main eventer all along. They turned him a bit racist, and then he wrestled matches for half a year that made us all dread the WWE title match on a pay-per-view. I don't care how different it was, that is not a good thing. Number 4, those Brock Lesnar squashes.
Kofi and Ricochet were bad just because they shouldn't have been squashes. Because you could have done something with them. Cain Velasquez was a shit show from the fucking start. Should have never happened in the first place.
Just to prove I'm not bagging on Jinder because it's fun to beat up on the jobber, let's bag on one of my favourite wrestlers ever, Brock Lesnar, the patron saint of Vince saying, f*** it. Brock's had many very good matches in the last 10 years, but during his run with the WWE Championship leading up to Mania 36, which was planned to be Brock's final run with the company just BT dubbed, he had 3 absolutely awful, meaningless at best, damaging at worst, squash matches for that strap. One against Kofi Kingston in October on SmackDown when he won the thing, annihilating Kofi standing as a main eventer with a single move. One against Cain Velasquez, a deeply 2-minute match that did nothing except get Brock his win back from UFC 121 and exacerbating how not worth it was to beat Kofi for the title that way. And finally, a 90-second match against Ricochet at Super Showdown 2020 where Ricochet didn't hit a single f***ing move against Brock. They're awful matches, all 3 of them, each one rendering their opponent a complete joke and unworthy of fighting for the title ever again, and none of them have.
You want to taste greatness? Oh, it's gonna be sweet. So when
Number 3, Diesel versus King Mabel.
Oh, poor King Mabel. You pathetic lump of You couldn't get anything out of it. Diesel is not exactly the greatest in-ring worker, and he couldn't get. And these two were just meant to have a shit main event. They just were. I'm sorry, but they were.
SummerSlam 95. Big Daddy Cool Diesel has often been described as the worst WWE champion of all time because he was figurehead of the company when it went through its worst ever business period, prompting WCW officials to quip that WWE was running on diesel power. Fnar. That's a bit unfair because business was in the toilet all over in 1995 and WCW certainly wasn't doing much better, and that's with Hulk Hogan on top. However, crap credit where it's crap due, Diesel was part of not only one of the worst WWE championship matches ever, but one of the worst SummerSlam main events ever. Diesel versus King Mabel at SummerSlam 95, one of the worst SummerSlams of all time, just by the way. Hooray, I got to watch it again in a desperate attempt to fill the hole left in his roster by the departure of all the dudes who took the roids and all the people that WCW was stealing away. Vince found the tallest guy he could find, Diesel, and the heaviest guy he could find, Mabel, and he just sort of rubbed them against each other in a match. That'll do, right? It won't do, though. It won't do at all. This match sucks and is an absolute 20-minute slog that also somehow manages to be only 9 minutes long. Explain that, Stephen Hawking. Nothing punches, nothing kicks, total audience disinterest broken up only by Mabel injuring Diesel by sitting on him, leading to Kevin Nash shouting "F*** repeatedly at the top of his voice. I mean, yeah, same, Kev. Same. Number 2, Triple H versus Roman Reigns, WrestleMania 32.
The match that has broken Adam Blomfier's mind, that has made him just give up on everything. The man hates wrestling based off this match alone and this show alone.
When I die, I am going to hell, and my personal hell will be being forced to both watch and then write list entries about this fucking match for the rest of eternity. So I should be able to watch it about 3 times all the way through. How dare this match, for a number of reasons. How dare this match be half an hour long? How dare this match be at the end of a 6-hour show, including pre-show? How dare this match not involve Dean Ambrose in any way? How dare this match politely tell us to shut up and eat our yummy Roman Reigns' WWE champion gruel, suffering succotash down the hatch? 27 minutes this match is, with one fucking pop in the whole thing when Steph gets speared. One pop in 27 minutes. Absolute torture. Why wouldn't it stop? Why wouldn't someone stop it? We tried to stop it. We tried our best, but it couldn't be stopped. The Romans' reign couldn't be stopped. Thank goodness no one feels like that anymore, though, eh? It's a joke because he also won't lose now. F*** it. And number 1, Big Show versus Randy Orton, Survivor Series 2030.
In fairness, I've actually never watched this match. I've never watched this. Don't know what that says, but I've never watched it.
13. If a tree falls in a forest and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? Yes. If the Big Show wrestles Randy Orton after trying to nick the f***ing yes chant off of Daniel Bryan and no one cares about slow-ass heel Orton and main event Big Show in 2013 and it's a horrible, heatless nightmare and 13,000 people are around to see it, do they make a sound? No. I don't precisely know why I rank this at number 1. There's probably worse matches, but everything about it is either intensely annoying or achingly dull. The fact that Daniel Bryan had just been demoted after his feud with Orton, the fact this match came after another WWE title match at Battleground that ended in a no contest because of the goddamn Big Show. This guy ruined the main event of the last show and was rewarded with the main event of the next show. The lame authority banned from ringside but still getting involved finish. The fact that no one cares. Genuinely, I can't remember the last time I've seen a crowd this quiet for a main event WWE Championship match, well, since Armageddon 1999, to be honest. Stop doing this with the Big Show. Nothing in this match worked. Not even Orton's punt at the end, which you could see daylight through it. God, the only major reaction this match got was John Cena coming out at the end. The only person who got a pop in this match was a person who wasn't in it. This match was so bad that people would begrudgingly accept yet another Cena-Orton stare down, and because it makes them feel something. I'd call it a wet fart of a match, but even wet farts make noise. And that's our list.
Oh my god, that is the greatest burial of a match I've ever seen. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think. What is, in your mind, the worst WWE Championship match of all time? Let me know in the comments. Ladies and gentlemen, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all for the next one.